Okay, we've come down to local park just to do a little flight test today with all our little mini quads, and we have one slightly larger one there, plus hiding away in the background here we've got one of our big birds as well. We'll do a little bit of a demo, just how to get them up off the ground, some safety features and facts, and some areas to take care of when you're out flying in the park. This one here we have is an LS124 by Rusco RC, which is a new one I've just got. Little one here, which is Fastlane RC, available in Toys R Us, similar to the Syma X4. And here we have my brand new little Hubsan X4 as well, with a little 2 meg camera. This little one in the corner here, this one on the side here, is from WL Toys. It's one of my original ones I got off the internet. Made it basically out of a foam structure, but it's almost indestructible. This one is a little quadcopter from Toys R Us, LS124 from Rusco. Fairly simple little 3.7 volt underneath here. Take it out and recharge it. Some lovely little LED lights for night flying. Whenever we want to bind one of these, the first thing we've got to do is just plug in the battery. As soon as we do, you'll notice a lot of LEDs start flashing on it. It's going to ask us to try and level it so the gyroscopes go level. So you just simply join them together, lights will start flashing, and then it's going to ask you to bind the remote. All we do is take a couple of seconds, it'll talk to the plane, up and down on the throttle, and you'll hear the final beep which says it's now bound to the plane. And now when we actually go to push the throttle up, see the props move and up she'll go. This little disco fella, if I try and get him up in this breeze at the moment, we might find a slightly different response. This little guy, considerably lighter, and will tend to drift. So bind, and he'll tend to drift a lot more and a lot quicker in the wind than what the little Hubsan will. You've got to know your throttles, keep pushing your throttle up, keep it into the wind, keep that throttle angled right. Look, I'm on a 45-degree angle with about 3/4 throttle just to keep it against that little breeze. So in your backyard you can well and truly understand it's not going to be as easy. Alright, this one, little nickname is Bugsley. This is from Fastlane RC, similar to the Syma X4. Great little LED lights on the front of it. Tri-props instead of just double spinners. Again, little LED lights will ask you to put it down, and it'll ask you to bind to the remote, turn it on, throttle up and down, and it's now connected. You'll see all the lights stop flashing, and now props again work, and away we go. Simple as that. Okay. Now, he's a little heavier, but he's got a self-contained battery, so once you've trimmed him once and got him stable, he's really good. He's really easy to fly, really easy to keep into the wind, very stable, lots of fun. As you can see, look, he's staying quite well when the other one was all over the place trying to stay in place. Alright, now, we'll switch back over to the Syma X4, or Bugsley as we more politely know him, because he's got 2 lovely little bug eyes in the front of him that are great fun at night time to tell for orientation and flying around the house at night time. There's a really strong breeze out here at the moment, guys. It's really pushing in my face constantly, and he is swinging around like nobody's business and floating beautifully. Again, really good beginner craft to play with. What I'm going to show you now is how to do a flip. Most of these guys have a pre-built algorithm in them that allows them to single button press and then direct the flip. So, up off the ground, keep your throttle up a little bit. Top button up here, you'll hear a beep. So top button on the joystick I press here, and then I press my throttle forward and it'll flip in the direction I push. So I'll just bring him into range of the camera. Can you see him there, Liv? Okay, so I'll settle him into place a little bit. Button, and there's a flip. Forward flip. Now, this guy goes any direction you want to, so go forward again and we go forward flip again. They lose a lot of altitude very quickly when they do these flips. So out in the park and at home, you really want to have a little bit of throttle up when you press it. To keep the speed up, it'll help it hover. Once it's flipped, give it a good bit of throttle and it'll then float back into the air for you. See? So now I can keep him up into another flip. And again, keep the throttle up and it keeps him forward. If I come down too low and I try and do this, look, oh, straight bounced off the ground. Next lesson is what we call nose flying. So this is now we get into intermediate sort of things where you now are going to direct the quad using the yaw feature rather than just using the joystick to move left and right. And now what happens is I can turn the plane around and point the nose in a different direction. So I'm still pressing forward on the joystick, but now the plane's flying in the direction the nose is. I'm not directing it, just the plane's direction. and I'm now concentrating on throttle and direction. Here's 50 bucks. You can get him off the internet as well. And as you can see, he is so much fun to play, so easy. Even my daughter, who's standing behind the camera at the moment, calls him Bugsley. And I fly him in and around the house, and he lands on her hand, lands on her bed, fly him around the house all times of night, annoying the kids just like a good parent should do. Last one in the same, works in a similar fashion. This one is the nice little one. This is the Hubsan X4. Lovely little LED lights you can see on it. What we're going to do is we're going to give it a little test run with the 2 meg camera it's got in the front of it. I put a YouTube clip up the other day. I ran it in the dark inside the house with very low light, and it actually did pretty good. Lots of fun. You can see chasing the dog around at low levels and things like that. And I also took it outside the next day and did it outside in the sunshine. Again, bar a bit of glare off the lens, it worked beautifully. Lovely green, crisp colours, flying around the backyard and things like that. So what we're going to do now is turn it over underneath. You can see it's got a little 32 gig SD tucked in there. There's a tiny little button on the side here, and all I do is I just click that, hold it for a second, and what you'll see is, more than likely, is in the back here you can see a little red flashing dot. So blue means it's ready to record and the SIM card and the SD card's okay. The little red flashing light in it, if you can see it very carefully, it means it's now recording. Same deal again, plug it in, it'll flash at you asking you to connect the remote, switch the remote. You hear a beep saying it's on. This one only needs one connect. It doesn't actually need the remote to be connected and bound separately. So now you'll see a green solid light here. These lights stop flashing, and again, simply bring her up and back down. This one here is considerably heavier as a mini quad than what these little fellas are. A lot lighter and a lot different to fly. These two work great indoors. Fantastic, light, very manoeuvrable and lots of fun to play with. Great LED lights on them too for playing at night time in the lounge room, but they're really light and they have a tendency to drift easier outside if there's any sort of wind around. Alright, this little fella up here is the Hubsan X4. He is the H107C with the 2 meg camera. The difference between cheap little mini quads and fellas like this is massive. This guy flies really soft and stable in the air, even with wind. He keeps his pressure up, you can spin him around. Nice and easy to get up, nice and easy to hold on to, and he's got a lot of power in him if you want to control him for an expert. Alright, so today this is the Galaxy W353 from WL Toys. Same process again, you've got to plug it in and bind it. So first we plug it in, it'll tell us to turn it over and let it level its gyros. And underneath you'll see lights that flash. Flashing fast means it's waiting for connection, then it'll flash stable. Once it's bound completely, lights go solid. Underneath this one has some lovely LED running lights, some greens up the back, whites up the front here so you can tell your orientation at night time. And it also makes it a lot of fun flying at the park at night. Again, the idea behind this is to get it up off the ground quickly and simply, and then you can control it. So doing small little movements like this is going to probably cause problems. It'll end up tippling over somewhere or it'll fall. Best idea is to get it up a couple of feet off the ground where you're away from the draft and the backwash from your props, and then you can navigate, stabilise it, and then you can play around. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump it about 2 to 3 feet in the air by going half throttle. Now we can navigate. Now I can control, I can look at throttle, I can look at direction. I got time. Makes it a lot easier to play with now. And now landing against the same thing. Slowly down, a little thrust at the last point just to soften the landing, simple as that.